So here we are in the master bedroom upstairs, and do you remember what I was talking about bringing the same tonal colours right throughout the house? We got it again. So we have the duck egg blue in the curtains. These are from the range, which again is a very inexpensive location. And then we have the purple and the duck egg blue on the cushions. The purple cushions are from Asda, actually as are the blue ones, and as is the throw. And then we have, I have to tell you, that's a very old duvet cover. That's rather old. So we have the same two colourways right throughout. And again, we have it just here. I think, Jess, you have to come with me just a little bit. Now, they're like £1 from Asda, but what they do is they tone in really beautifully, and it just gives the person who's viewing that sense of kind of continuity and everything in its place. Now, as you guys who have seen some of my other videos know, we usually have the tray, the breakfast tray, on the bed, and that is when we're selling a house. But here we're talking about buy to let, and we want to actually style this house up just as beautifully for buy to let. But we don't need to suggest sex so often, because normally when we do a buy to sell, we put that on the master bedroom because she's going to be choosing the house and he's just needing a little bit of a reward. But here we're still suggesting breakfast in the bedroom, but we've popped it up here. Now these I'm not a massive fan of, I have to admit, but Tiffany and my team insists on buying them, and she's absolutely right. They are, in my view, fairly horrific plastic flowers from Asda, $12.99, but they actually look great in photos. They look really good. And once again, we've got a mirror, so we pull everything up. Now, two other final things for you to notice in our photographs. Our beds. They're something like £109 or £129 from Tesco. Jess doesn't know I'm going underneath the bed, but come on down. But do you notice the thinness, if you like? I don't think that's the right word, but you can get your hand all around. They're thin, they're slim, and what we're trying to do is we're trying to give an illusion of space. We don't want those very heavy, masculine leather beds. We want something that you can move around. We got a small chest of drawers. For a buy to sell, we would actually have something slightly more upmarket, again with thin legs so that you can see the air circulating. But because we're doing this as a buy to keep, we want to make sure it's solid, and that's from IKEA. And then for our photographs, we've got a chest of drawers here. And that, again, it matches in, and you know what, it's IKEA, and we do them all the time. And the reason is we can mix and match all the ranges without worrying if somebody wrecks something. Now, for a buy to let, which is what this is about dressing, for the photographs, we don't put a wardrobe in. When we're viewing it, we will put a wardrobe in, but this is ready and it actually has been photographed. And so we just want to show just a little bit more space. So there you are. If you want to do a quick panorama, we have tonal shots, we have furniture with space in it, we have loads and loads of cushions, which frankly go straight back in the bin bags, ready to pose the next one up. We have lamps beside the bed. We have really rather lovely curtains, which we do leave, but they're about 40 quid from the range, so no big deal. And we just have a little bit of lifestyle shot just to suggest fresh flowers, even though they're plastic, and a lovely coffee first thing in the morning. And that just allows that kind of whole sense of freedom. I'm just going to move over here for Jess. That whole sense of freedom and whole sense of kind of well-being and almost show home-like. Now, we do this, it takes us 4 days. You know, this is not something you do overnight. To dress a property, Tiffany will iron the beds, iron the duvets, she will iron the sheets underneath. I mean, we go to quite an extreme, but the reason for that is we do that work once for 4 days. We get the photographer in to take the photos, and we have the photos for the next 10 years. And like I said before, our job is not necessarily to have the best photos in the world, but to have, I suppose, better photos than every other property that's currently on the market. And when you dress something like this, generally you do. And why is that important? Because the internet is where about 98% of tenants look. They are going to click on photos, click on images. This morning, we did an improvement. We've got some rooms that are just coming up for the first time to let, and they were going a little bit slowly, and I was very unhappy about that. And what Ali did in my team was double the number of photographs on UPad flying out. He had 17 inquiries overnight. Whereas the day before we'd about 5 inquiries. All it was, he added more of our photographs. So that is the power of photography, and that's why you take your time to make sure you've got a beautifully dressed house that is really well lit for your photographer to come in and take photos on. It's well worth the effort. Put the effort in early and get it rented out for basically the rest of its life before you have to do a proper refurb. On refurbs, we refurb every 5 years, and then we do a major refurb every 10 years, because in 10 years' time, the trend will not be now, and we'll need to do a new set of photographs. We will not take photographs for 10 years. So I'm happy doing, well, I'm happy having my team do 4 days worth of work for 10 years worth of renting out a property.